then I will give you some advance listings. I now invite Her Excellency Emma Bonino, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Italy. You have the floor, Madam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary General, and I wish also to thank your representative, Dr. Brahimi, as well as pay tribute to the efforts of John Kerry and Sergei Lavrov, who have really provided a boost to the resumption of this political track as the only credible way out of the Syrian conflict. Italy has accepted your invitation for a number of specific reasons. And I'm here today because Italy wants to say loud, together with many of you, that we first have to stop the bloodshed in Syria. The horror is really unspeakable. Every single day we get new news, new information. And with all due respect to geopolitical interests and positionings that are at stake, that we understand and we see, the real point is that this cannot be achieved under millions of corpses and dead people, starved, tortured, and so on and so forth. So we can dream and we have to work for a pluralistic, democratic Syria, which will take a long time. But in the meantime, and immediately, we have here to find an agreement to convince particularly the two components of the Syrian, particularly the Syrian government, that we need an immediate ceasefire. Yes, we are all responsible, but there is somebody who is more responsible than the other. And the government is first of all responsible everywhere of the protection of its own citizens, women, children, men, and so on and so forth. And this is not what we have been seeing. This is not what is unfolding in front of our house. I'm also here because Italy believes that the international community has a special responsibility in getting this result, and because the UN must be at the core of every effort to restore peace and stability. And I'm here because Italy feels particularly committed in contributing to such an effort, the more so in a region whose security affects so closely our own security. Mr. Secretary General, Italy came in response to your invitation to work together for the implementation of the Geneva Communiqué of 2012, unanimously endorsed by the Security Council resolution. There is no ambiguity on that. Whoever is here, whoever is around this table, beginning with the Syrian government, is here because we accepted your invitation, and the invitation states clearly that our role is to implement Geneva 1. There must be no ambiguity, I think, about that. And I'm here to work with all the countries around this table in order to get and see quick implementation of humanitarian pauses and truces, allowing humanitarian agencies to deliver their aid to every corner of Syria. We cannot be credible if we just try to plan a medium-long term, but in the meantime, the horror continues and increases by the hour and by the day. I'm here because I think that all the delegation around this table share the interest in avoiding that the present situation gives a free hand to radicalism, extremism, terrorism, to the detriment not only of Syria, but of the entire region. Nevertheless, at the same time, I want to stress clearly that the fight against, our common fight against terrorism, and the fight against terrorism cannot be a justification for blatant, persistent, horrible violation of all legal international tools, referring to basic human rights and dignity. Mr. Secretary General, you are the first to be aware of how the Syrian people and the whole world look at this conference. They look at us in a mix of hope, but also lack of confidence. And realism dictates no illusion. It will be mainly up to the Syrian parties, particularly to the Syrian government, to make hope become reality and achieve peace. In that respect, I want to pay a special tribute to the courage displayed by the representative of the opposition who are here with us today. We know that they are exposing themselves to criticism, and we want to confirm that we shall stand by them in their commitment. But Syrian parties' goodwill has to be confirmed and sustained by all regional actors, even those who are not present today. Security and stability are possible only with the contribution of all concerned at regional level, and we have to succeed to include all actors. We have to convince them that the only way out is the implementation of Geneva I. We are aware that it will not be possible to reach a positive outcome in few days, and that the endeavor we begin today is a complex process where starting points of the parties concerned are distant in many respects. But if we could start at least with a truce, with a ceasefire as a top priority of the negotiation, that could give some hope to the million of Syrians who have been suffering so much and who are looking at us with hope. Mr. Secretary General, we all would be affected by a failure, and the continuation of the conflict would be a shameful stain for the whole world. And let's not fool ourselves. Either we succeed in stopping this conflict, or the consequences for Syria and all of us will be out of any control. Thank you very much.
I thank Her Excellency Italian Foreign Minister for her statement and leadership. I now invite His Excellency Mr. Fumio Kishida, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan. You have the floor.